And Google AI told me Dwayne Claridge has nothing to do with Benghazi. Like, its job is to debunk me, not to help me find it. He owned a company called Clearview that 9 different sources say helped Blue Mountain Security get the contract. Anyway, so then that was how the Israelis did their coup over American policy and forced the dual containment policy, which was, again, number 1 on the list of motive for turning America's own terrorist mercenaries against the American people. And then prevented, of course, the warming up of relations with Iran this whole time.
Yeah.
Then when W. Bush comes to power, the bin Ladenites hit us, right? The absolute inverse antimatter of the Iranian Shiite regime. And they hit us, and the Ayatollah says, great, now's our chance to get along with America better than before. You hate the Taliban? You hate Saddam Hussein? You hate Osama bin Laden? Let's do business. And I know
the Ayatollah said that?
Yes. I mean, this is not an exact quote, but that was the posture of the Iranian government. They held a 1 million-man vigil on September the 12th in Tehran, which was, yes, orchestrated by the regime. Hey, everybody, come out. This is our chance to suck up to the USA. Brand new president, horrible crisis. Our enemies are their enemies. Let's do this, huh?
Can we Google that? I didn't know.
Yeah, pull that up.
A 1 million-man vigil on September 12th, 2001 in Iran.
In Tehran, yep.
Whoa.
And see, there's
that'll make you think.
There's former state National Security Council and State Department officials named Flint Leverett and Hillary Mann, who ended up becoming his wife, Hillary Mann Leverett. And they both worked for W. Bush, and they told me this story themselves, so I know that this stuff is true. That after September 11th, they wanted to suck up to the United States and do whatever they could to give us intelligence to help us fight in Afghanistan, to turn over bin Ladenites that they captured, and to negotiate, at least to trade intelligence about them and possibly trade custody with members of the Mujahideen-e-Khalq. And then in 2003, right after we... No, don't look at Google AI. It does not know anything. It does not know anything, dude. I hate that goddamn thing. You know, I asked it, I saw this documentary all about Libya, and it had Dewey Claridge in it. And I wanted to write in the YouTube comments about, oh, that's funny. Dewey Claridge is in the Libya documentary, huh? Because here's a conflict of interest about him. And then I wanted to Google the conflict of interest and make sure I know what I'm talking about before I say this. But I know this stuff from when it happened. So I asked Google, I typed in Dwayne Claridge, Blue Mountain Security, Benghazi, Libya. And Google AI told me, Dwayne Claridge has nothing to do with Benghazi. Like, its job is to debunk me, not to help me find it. He owned a company called Clearview that 9 different sources say helped Blue Mountain Security get the contract to protect the Benghazi consulate, who then outsourced it to the February 17th Brigade, who did not do their job that day, remember? Google AI is not here to tell me, oh, I know what you must be thinking of there, Horton. Let me help you find that. Instead, no, its job is telling me, Dwayne Claridge would never do something like that. He has nothing to do with it. His company hired the company that didn't do the job that day. That is something to do with it. Thank you very much. Like, who programmed this thing where its job is making sure to prevent me from going overboard here?
They would never do that at Google, Scott. Come on.
I don't like it.
Google is above.
I've seen
reproach.
pictures of them Iranians with their candles, man. I've seen them.
Google is the greatest company of all time.
Before deep fakes.
They've never lied about anything. All they have is seeking the truth. Now, but in all seriousness,
where were we?
Deep and I, we're going to come back to the Iran thing. We were talking about the build up to that. But
Iran.
Deep and I had some of this happen live. There's a reel I have on my Instagram from June with the Bezos thing. I don't remember what it was, but we were like talking about Bezos. I'm on airplane mode, so I can't find it. But we were talking about Bezos and Epstein or something, and Google AI spit out like this one-line answer, said all ties of Jeff Bezos and Jeffrey Epstein are completely fabricated and have been debunked. Like one sentence. You see, usually it's like paragraphs. And then we were on a Patreon episode, so we start talking about it, like here with the fucking computer listening, and we're citing all the evidence. And so like 2 minutes later, Deef goes and pulls it up and types it in, and this time it gives us some information, completely different answer, because it's like, oh, fuck, all right, we got caught. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, my God. That, like, we caught it in real time.
There's a bubble that's going to pop. I hate this AI crap.
Wait, here it is. On September 18, 2001, so it was the 18th, not the 12th, but close enough. Just a week after the terrorist attacks, Iranians gathered in Tehran's Mohseni Square. They were holding a candlelight vigil for the victims of 9/11. Security forces shut down the vigil shortly after it began.
No, I don't think that's right. Who's she?
Holly, can we check that out? Holly DeGress?
I don't think that's right. I think it was a lot bigger than that.
Iranian American senior fellow.
Yeah, from the Washington Institute for Near East Policy. Martin Index Group that we were just talking about. Yeah, okay. The war party, your enemy. Anyway, no, that's not true. It was the regime that held the vigil, that had everybody do it. Because I've seen pictures where it's like, see a candlelight or whatever. Yeah. Should be able to.
Yeah. But we basically didn't accept them sucking up at the time.
Right. So what happened was right after the invasion of Iraq. Remember now, Ahmed Chalabi, who sold all the lies about the weapons of mass destruction, he was being backed by Iran. Now, he was his own agent. I'm not saying he was just an Iranian front. But Iran knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
INC headquarters was in Tehran. This guy's job, this Iraqi Shiite exile's job, was telling American Jewish Zionist neoconservatives that if only you get rid of Saddam Hussein, it's going to really stick it to that Ayatollah.
Oh, yeah.
That was the group there.
Benjamin Netanyahu was telling us in Congress in 2002, too. Yeah,
because
you must have made Iraq, you must have made Iran.
But that's what I'm saying is,
fuck you.
The Ayatollah is upstream because the Ayatollah told Chalabi to tell Richard Pearl to tell Netanyahu that. That's why Netanyahu believed that. He got it. He was fooled by these guys who promised him an oil pipeline to Haifa and the rest.
Deef, can we pull up the chart of every time since the 1990s Benjamin Netanyahu has claimed Iran is close to a nuke? Have you seen this?
I haven't seen the chart. I know there's a great article by a guy named Nima Shirazi called The Phantom Menace that has quotes going back to at least 1993. It's a great article. I'm not sure the chart that you're talking about.
Fuck, I wish I had it.
And by the way, I do not mean in any way to spin for Netanyahu. I'm not acquitting Netanyahu by saying that he was duped by Chalabi. I'm saying
I understand.
That, you know what I mean?
Understand.
Yeah.
Basically, he said since the 90s, like repeatedly, Iran is 2 months away. Iran is 6 months away. Iran is a year away. Iran is 9 months away. Iran is 9 days away.
Even here when he attacked them, he said they could have one as soon as a year. Now, he said to Brett Baer, so like, in other words, he's admitting no emergency.
Yes.
At that point.
And Tulsi Gabbard got shut down on her opinion on this, and it's looking like 3 months later it was
I'm
vindicated.
taking too long to answer your question, is what you're saying. Let me get to the nukes here.
No,
that's important. Okay, so Iraq War II happens, and my point about Chalabi is the Ayatollah hated Saddam and wanted rid of the guy. And the Ayatollah helped use these Iraqi exiles to use the neoconservatives to use the United States to get rid of him for them by making these promises about how they'll suck up to Israel now. And so, that's a good one.
Deef's got it up here. Netanyahu's Iran.
Are there links for all those? Is there one?
This one's just from X. There's there's one I'm thinking of that has like a direct source, but this is a screenshot from what I saw.
Yeah. Hot links or it ain't real.
Yep. Thank you guys for checking out this clip. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and hit the like button on this video. It is a huge, huge help. And if you'd like to check out this clip's full podcast episode, that link is in the description below or right here. And finally, you can follow me on Instagram and X by using the links in my description below.